Hi, you're watching Punjab2000.co.uk with myself Sharon and my sister Kieran Billan. We're joined with the one and only Aman Hayer, and may I say he has woken me up this morning with that very bright t-shirt of his, just what I like to see. How are you doing, Aman?
I'm good, thank you.
You're looking really well as well.
Thank you very much.
First, I'd like to say a big congratulations on your success to date. No doubt that your new album, The Entourage, will be as big as your others. Now, I've had people say to me, ask him, I'm a bit confused. You know, The Entourage, Ground Shaker 3 and Aj Nachna. It's all a bit confusing. Now, would you like to clarify?
Okay, Aj Nachna was a single. Basically, what happened with Aj Nachna was I had a track in December time. A friend of mine who wrote it, Sati Kokyalia from India, he basically wrote it down for me, and I thought it was a really good track. So in the space of 2 weeks, we've made the composition, recorded it, and basically finished it. So then the next step was, we hold it back because my album Entourage wasn't near enough ready as well, or put it in there, or just release it in January with a video for a single just to get it out and just to get it highlighted, because obviously it had myself, Benny, and Garage, and Dave Dillon in it as well. So we in about 2 weeks we turned it out and got that out. So that was a single.
Right. Okay.
And then Entourage was my main album, which is out now.
Yeah.
And Ground Shaker 3 hasn't even been started yet. So that's I didn't want to release Ground Shaker 3 just yet, because obviously I want to keep a bit of gap, and I've got a few other things pipelined before I would release that. So Ground Shaker 3 is to come yet.
Is still yet to come. Right, that's all been clarified. Okay, now in the Entourage, you've got some fantastic vocalists in there.
Yeah.
You've got people like Miss Pooja, you've got Angrez Ali, you've got is it Nirmal Sidhu in there as well?
No, Nirmal
Sidhu is not in there. No. Sorry.
It's
got Geeta there. It's got Geeta in there.
Mangi Mal, Gippy Garewal, Benny Daliwal.
Right, okay, so you've got such good artists in there. Now, what made you choose them artists in comparison to all the other artists out there?
Well, I'd been working on this project for quite a long time. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of other projects in between. I've just released Geeta Jaildar's new album, Heartbeat, and then Gippy Garewal's new album came out, Sarvjit Cheema's new album just come out. So, obviously, in between working on my album, I was working on these albums. And so once I I've got Manjeet Pappu on there, who's a great singer, whose main song is Dollar, the main song on the album. It's just I've mixed a bit of the UK, a bit of the Punjab. Obviously, my record company over in India is Speed Records, so they had a few of their artists that they wanted to use. Obviously, everyone wants for their own market, so obviously I picked people like Geeta and Gippy, who are doing really well in Punjab. So just give it a little variation of different artists and stuff. Which is better. You got a variety of UK and Punjabi singers, which is absolutely fantastic. Now your new video Dollar, I've got to say it's been really good to watch, because you've combined, is it Dubai and London, Ascot in there? London, Vancouver, Toronto. Yeah, so you combined quite a few in there, and I think that's a really good way of just combining everything all in one. How much input do you have in videos? Well, that video, basically, obviously, because I got it shot in 4 or 5 different places, it was different. The guys who were filming it were different people. We had Jazzwork here, who actually finished it in the end as well, who edited it and finished it. And then there was a guy, Manzoor, from Dubai, and there was a guy, Peter, from Vancouver. So it's different people, and obviously we were getting different shots. Obviously we had the story of how it was going to totally go, but fitting it into 3 minutes is another story. Some people said to me, you could have done this, you could have, but when you actually get to the editing board and you're looking at how am I going to get all this footage into 3 minutes, it is really hard, but I think it came out pretty well. It did. I was really pleased with it, and especially I can sit down and watch all your videos with a family without thinking, oh no, I'm going to have to flip the channel because you're in whatever. But no, I really like the way you've done your videos, because they're all clean and they're really family and watchable, so it's really good. We always try to do that. Obviously, I live with my mum and dad and everything, and if I can't sit there and watch my own video, then I don't expect anybody else to watch it.
can't even watch EastEnders nowadays without turning it off, do you know what I mean? So I'm glad, keep them clean, because I enjoy watching them. And you're always going to get people saying you should have done it this way, you should have done it that way. Yeah. But like you said, you had the luxury of travelling the world, various different countries, and you combined that all into 3 minutes, which just hearing about it sounds like an immense job. So well done on it. So in terms of the album, they're all my favourites. I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I am a fan. Which is your favourite song on the album and why?
I think it's got to be Dollar, because again, obviously, I got to go around everywhere, and once the song was given to me as well, Manjeet Pappu was a great singer, a very underrated singer again, and he'll be coming in the UK now as well, so he'll be doing performances and stuff, and sometimes these kind of artists who have got so much talent, especially from the Punjab, they don't get a chance.
Completely agree.
In India, that nobody really asks for them, and it's because of the UK producers here. Obviously not just myself. There's so many guys who are doing a really good job, who go to India and sometimes find these artists and bring them out, and they make their they basically so it's really good.
And that's what I love to see. You've brought out so much talent from sort of like a little nobody and turned them into this big superstar, which is great to see, because like you said, not everybody that has great talent is always recognised. So carry on doing it.
It's like they say, some people, when they touch things, they turn into gold. Definitely.
Touch me.
Definitely.
Okay, so in terms of everyone you've worked with, the list goes on, but just a couple from Jazz Dami to Rana Zahota, Entourage Ali, Nirmal Sidhu. Which would you say has been your most memorable experience?
Working with UK artists and Punjab artists are totally different. UK artists got a bit more understanding of how you work and what kind of ideas. Punjab artists sometimes are so much in their way. It's very hard to. Once they start coming here, like a lot of artists, like say Entourage Ali is here now in the UK. They start realising, it's not. They sometimes the songs they pull out are just terrible.
It's different in culture.
Yeah,
people expect
culture
different things.
And the people around them in India are more, like you would call it yes men. If I say this is good, they'll say yeah, it's good. They won't care about whether it's good or not. It's just they have to say yes. So over here, more people are like like maybe yourselves as well. If you don't like something, you say I don't like it. Simple as.
They don't have much of a. I mean, I love India. Don't get me wrong, and I go every year. I absolutely love it. But I completely agree. Is this nice? Yeah, Tika. Oh, is that nice? Yeah, Tika. Everything seems to be just okay. So completely agree with the difference in culture. That's not answering my question. So, which would be your most memorable experience?
Memorable has to be. I worked with Sardur Sikandar once, which was a big thing. We were doing a film, Pind Di Kudi, Sajid Chima's film, and I was in Chandigarh then, and I worked with him, and he's an amazing singer, but also he's a music composer as well. So and he's worked with the likes of Chanjit Ahuja Saab, who's a master.
It's a very big people.
And that was a great experience.
Okay, so that's great. That's your most memorable experience. Who would you say out of the artists that you've worked with are the most talented? I know we've got Rana Zahota in the studio today, so don't let that influence your decision. But who would you say is the most talented? Because I know I've got my favourites, because everyone likes different things. So where did you see something special in one of the people you worked with?
I think they've all got their own talent. Everybody's, got their own kind of style and everything. But one singer I worked with is Feroz Khan, who sang Suniye Dil Nahi Lagta Tere Bina.
Really good.
Who, again, very underrated singer at that time. He's singing in films and stuff now, so he's doing really well. Another great singer. They're all good. Jazz Tamis or Rana, UK born people. We've got to support them as well.
You're just being nice now, aren't you? You just got to say it all.
They're all good.
So talking about style, your style is a good style, and I'm liking it. I'm loving the outfit today, but more importantly, I'm loving the outfit on the album of the Entourage cover. Okay. Was that your idea? Was that your suit? Did you have a stylist? How did that come along?
Did you pay someone?
No, I got that suit, yeah.
I'm not doubting, I'm not doubting your ability to go out and buy a good suit, but I had a look at that cover and I just thought, I like that suit, I'm impressed, and that's a question I definitely need to ask him.
Yeah, I got it tailor-made, so...
Brilliant.
You can get it from anywhere else.
So now that you're in the public eye, I mean, you're going to be walking down the famous streets of Leicester. People are probably going to be like, that's Aman Hayer. Was that Aman Hayer? You're in the public eye. Yeah. So does what you look like and your appearance, are you more consciously aware of it now?
I think you have to be, obviously going in the public. I don't really like to go too much in the public because I'm quite busy in the studio or whatever. So the main times really is shows, show times, and obviously you have to. You can't just turn up in your corta pajama.
Why not? Why not?
Do you ever go to the corner shop in your joggers?
Yeah, I've been to the corner shop. Yeah,
with your hood on.
That's not a problem. Yeah.
So how long did it take you to get ready this morning?
About 10 minutes.
Oh, he says he was half an hour late and he's telling me it took him 10 minutes to get ready. I don't think so somehow. Okay, but moving on to, the way that you look, let's go back onto the album, back into the music industry.
Now, the music industry, we all know it's not what it used to be. Amazon sales, as well as iTunes sales, have gone extremely down. Does that, I won't say bother you, but does that worry you that it might affect your sales and your income, and how would you overcome that?
Yeah, definitely. The market has changed in the last, say, 10 years, from when I started. Album sales were there, everybody, even, people used to go to shops, they didn't even ask whose tape was, if they just put some CDs on the desk and people would just take them.
Yeah.
But now it's obviously nobody's going into shops to buy them. There's no physical sale. There's the internet and obviously the iTunes, but, it's not as big as people think,
But does it worry you, thinking, okay, how long can I stay in here and still earn an income?
Oh yeah, definitely. It is a big worry, and obviously people out there have to realise that as well. They might enjoy my music or somebody else's music or whatever, but they've got to realise that with going to the the auntie's suit shop and getting 3 CDs for £5, it's not helping anybody.
Yeah,
And
see, now personally, I always buy originals because obviously I support you artists, and I think it's really important to buy originals. But sometimes when I go in there, sometimes I think, okay, how many albums can I get for a certain amount? Do you guys think actually we should maybe put our prices low?
Well, I think they are quite low at the moment.
She just wants them for free. I mean, typical Indian here.
I think you've got to look at the whole package.
Yeah.
Obviously, like my album, I've got 5 videos done for it, and obviously that video dollar that's now, obviously it's not a cheap video, and then obviously advertisement, then obviously getting the album ready, getting the artist, studio time. If you add that up, it's quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you're going to a company and then they're saying, well, we can release it for you, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford to pay for it either. So if you're not buying it, and then the company can't sell it. And
I totally agree. I think it's very, very important to go out there and buy originals. So would you like to say to the audience, anyone that does download, you would like to give them a message?
Yeah, if you're downloading, make sure you download legally. iTunes, obviously there's loads of sites. If you go to the shop, make sure you buy the legit, the one that's properly packed and everything, not the ones that have got the dodgy copy covers on them. And, just buy original, and keep anybody you support, any artist you like, obviously that's how you can support them and keep them going.
So keep supporting.